Hello, welcome to Sarah Be Too Good, where we learn to be too good to ourselves. I want to thank you guys for joining and watching this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and share this video with 5 people that you know. And so on today, what I want to encourage you to do on today, I want you to create space for you to think about everything that it is that you have accomplished in life. I want you to think about every obstacle, every hardship that you've overcome. I want you to create space and just think about those things. And in doing so, it is going to remind you of not so much of remind you who you are, but remind you that you are more than capable to do and to handle anything that comes your way. A lot of times we don't know the strength that we have until we find ourselves in a situation that we didn't ask for. A lot of times we don't know the strength, we don't know what we're capable of doing until we find ourselves in a situation and having to do those hard things that we never ever imagined that we've ever had to do. And so I am a 11-year cancer survivor on the vocal cord, which is why you hear the raspiness. And so while I'm thankful for the raspy voice that I have, I'm so thankful for another opportunity, a second opportunity in life. And so what I've noticed is during that time when I was diagnosed with cancer 11 years ago, I was a single mom, just in the beginning of going through a divorce at that time. And it was hard. It was really, really hard. But what I've noticed is that when I find myself in places like at my absolute lowest, God always take me back 11 years ago, because that was the absolute most darkest, trying, difficult time that I had ever encountered in my life. Ever in my life. 6 weeks before I started radiation, I was given divorce papers, and so I was okay with the divorce. I was really okay with that, but it was just the timing. I would have preferred, to have dealt with that after my 6 weeks of radiation. And so I'm a single mom, now going through a divorce and just received a cancer diagnosis. And so that was a lot for me to go through. I didn't really have a big village. I didn't. I can count on one hand the individuals, who were there for me. And that's not to throw anybody under the bus, but I wanted to be clear and paint this clear picture on how difficult that moment was in my life. And so, again, when I find myself and it feels like I've hit another low, God reminds me of 11 years ago. And in that moment, I'm reminded, hey, you can do this. You have encountered the darkest, most toughest, challenging time that you've ever faced in your entire life. But you made it and you went through it. You went through it. I went through it and I had a story to tell. And I wrote, my first book was birthed as a result of, that time. And so the name of my book is called Survivor Once, Survivor for Life. You can go to my website and get that, Survivor Once, survivorforlife.com. And so that is why it is so important that we are reminded of the things that we've already overcome, because so when we find ourselves in difficult places, because, difficult places, I look at it as an opportunity for us to grow. It's just an opportunity for us to grow, to develop skills that God, feels like that we need to develop. to be a better person, that's going to help us evolve into the woman, into the man that he has called you and I to be. And so always create space to be mindful of where you've been. Always, 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 always. And so you are a bad mama jama. You are. I don't want to call you a bad. Well, to the guys, you are a bad daddy jama. Okay, how about that? You are a bad daddy jama. And so, and when you create this space to reflect on what you've overcome, you're not being arrogant, but you're just reminded. You're reminded that you're more than a conqueror. That God will not, because God said that he will not put more on us than we can bear. He said he would not put more on us than we can bear. And so if he allowed us to go through difficulties, we have to know that the difficulties that we face is only to make us better. It is only to make us better. And so when you hit a low, go back to your memory bank of difficult situations, obstacles that you've overcome. And let that be a reminder. Let that be your reference point. Hey, I'm going to get through this. I'm going to get through this because I remember when I went through that. And that was hard. So if I can get through that one hard situation, guess what? I can get through this hard situation. And so you guys, I pray that what I've shared with you has resonated with you and helped you and has been an encouragement to you that you can keep going and you can do so victoriously. You guys, thank you for joining and watching this video. And until next time, Sarah Be Too Good, where we learn to be too good to ourselves. And I love you for real, for real. Bye for now.